Stop everything. Because what just hit the internet might be the most explosive twist we've seen all year. And it has Tasha K at the center of the storm again. Last night, in a live that viewers are already calling career-shaking, Tasha claims she has evidence that completely flips the narrative surrounding Claressa Shields. Not rumors, not gossip. Evidence, screenshots, alleged private messages, and a financial theory so cold it makes everything we thought we knew look staged. Because this isn't just about love. Anymore, it's about money. It's about timing. It's about a role Tasha's calling the cash buffer. And if what she's implying is true, then this wasn't a messy relationship caught in public crossfire. It was a calculated setup hiding behind luxury bags, holiday posts, and carefully curated silence. Remember that Christmas live inside the Louis Vuitton store? The duffel bag, the visible receipt, her name on it. Hours later, the same bag reappears framed as a romantic gift. That contradiction didn't just raise questions, it opened a crack. And now Tasha claims that crack leads to something much bigger. Deleted store footage, overlapping timelines, a marriage that may have never legally moved, and an alleged multi-million-dollar deal that might not have been what it seemed. Social media is spiraling. Twitter spaces are turning into courtrooms. Fan pages are dissecting timestamps frame by frame. Because if Claressa wasn't just in love but...
I need a trick. I gotta put my glasses on, Jazz. Hold on for a second. I need a trick. Yeah, I need a trick. I need a trick. Woo! Papoose is out here looking for a trick. And he got one. Yes, beautiful girl. Beautiful. Gorgeous girl. Y'all ain't gonna tell me Claressa ugly, I'm sorry.
Love butt positioned? Then this entire saga shifts from heartbreak to strategy. And here's the chilling part. The loudest thing right now isn't what's being said, it's who's staying silent. The live stream started quietly, almost too quietly for what was about to unfold. Tasha K adjusted her glasses, leaned toward the camera, and said she didn't come to speculate, she came with receipts. Within seconds, the chat exploded. Because when her name trends, something always burns. And this time, the fire circled straight around Claressa Shields. What she alleged didn't sound like gossip. It sounded like architecture. This isn't about cheating, she said calmly. This is about positioning. And then she dropped the phrase that detonated everything. Cash buffer. According to Tasha's breakdown, Claressa wasn't just romantically involved, she was strategically placed. Not a partner, not a rebound, a stabilizer. Financial insulation inside a marriage that publicly looked fractured but legally and structurally may have never fully collapsed. The first domino was Christmas 225.Claressa went live inside a Louis Vuitton store. Smiling under designer lighting, holding up a duffel bag. She showed the receipt, clear as day. Her name, her card, her purchase. No confusion, no ambiguity. Fans cheered. Flex culture, boss energy. Another win. Hours later, that same duffel bag appears online, this time framed as a romantic gift from her man. The internet paused. If she bought it, how was it gifted? That's when timelines started getting dissected, like forensic evidence. Screenshots circulated, side by sides, the receipt post. The gift video, identical bag, identical packaging, identical day. And then came the deletion. A first store clip allegedly surfaced, showing him holding the camera in a way fans immediately recognized. Same grip, same angle he once used filming for Remy Ma, same body posture. Same framing. The clip didn't last long, it vanished. Tasha claims someone made a call, but she says she already had the footage saved. That's when the narrative stopped feeling messy and started feeling managed. Because if the marriage was over, why the overlap? If the split was final, Why were movements aligning with family settings and holiday traditions? If love was exclusive, why were legal ties still intact? Tasha then pivoted to what she called the uncomfortable layer, public tax. Records. Legal names, federal liens, according to her research. Debts allegedly tied to his legal identity stretched back years. Not small numbers, not one bad season. Years of unpaid obligations stacking quietly behind. Instagram smiles. And that's where motive enters the chat. Because if financial pressure is heavy enough, survival becomes strategy. And strategy doesn't require romance. It requires access suddenly. Claressa's success looked different. Active income, fight purses, sponsorship visibility, real-time earnings. If a marriage under strain remains legally intact, divorce becomes dangerous. Divorce opens books. Divorce exposes assets. Divorce invites audits. Silence protects what paperwork would reveal. So what if staying married wasn't about love? What if it was containment? The alleged $8 million deal entered next. Tasha suggested it may not have been liquid money, not cash waiting in a vault. Credit, a conditional structure. Something that sounded large enough to reassure, but abstract enough to delay payout. If you win, you won't need it, she said. If you lose, it never really existed. It's not wealth. That's leverage. Screenshots allegedly showed phrases like, "You're the lick," cold language, functional language, not affectionate, not intimate. And when fans replayed Claressa's quiet Christmas confession, "I was alone on Christmas," it hit differently, because if she believed she was chosen while the marriage never officially dissolved, then loneliness wasn't accidental. It was structural. Social media spiraled. Twitter threads turned into spreadsheets. TikTok creators stitched together timelines. Comment sections split into factions. Team Claressa. She's a victim of manipulation. Team strategy. She's too sharp not to see it. Meanwhile, silence from all primary parties grew heavy.
To report. Because here's the thing, the Christmas thing, we gotta go back to 2025. I'm so sorry about this, y'all. We gotta rewind it back. I gotta do one spin for this. We gotta rewind it back, okay? So the Christmas thing had me bothered. Had a lot of y'all bothered. Claressa spent Christmas alone. She was live in the Louis Vuitton store buying Louis Vuitton bags and a duffel bag. Posted the receipt of the duffel bag online, had Papoose give her a Louis Vuitton box with a duffel bag in it, and forgot that she had posted the receipt stating that she bought the duffel bag that he gifted her. Then she said, "Hey, can you get this online so people would think you bought me something?" Okay, cool. I'm gonna sit down right here like this. All right, right there. Put the camera up. Let's go. Same way he was holding the camera for Remy.
All primary parties grew heavier than any denial could have. Tasha's live continued with calculated pacing. She referenced interviews where Remy had previously spoken about financial strain within her marriage. She highlighted how legal names connected to filings. She showed document screenshots, blurred just enough to tease but clear enough to ignite speculation. "This isn't heartbreak," she repeated. "This is design. Design implies intent. Intent implies planning. Planning implies awareness." And that's where the emotional weight shifts, because heartbreak happens when plans fall apart. Design happens when you were never meant to be. Included. Fans began reanalyzing luxury moments, jewelry exchanges, car appearances, apartment rumors. Was the chain newer recycled? Was the gift romantic or rotated? If assets move between people under financial strain, optics matter. Appearances stabilize narrative. Narrative protects structure, and structure protects debt. That's when the phrase cash buffer began trending. A buffer absorbs impact. A buffer stabilizes pressure. A buffer exists to protect something.
And when this video came out, and they put it in my DM and I posted it, the owner of this fur coat store deleted the videos. He got a call mysteriously to delete immediately, but too late. Tasha K already had it, boo. Proof that they was together on Christmas. He was with his kids, his wives, Remy. He held the camera.
Something else from collapse. If Claressa's income provided insulation while legal obligations remained unresolved elsewhere. Then proximity wasn't about affection, it was functionality. The first store deletion became symbolic. Not just a clip disappearing, but urgency behind erasure. Erasure suggests vulnerability, because you don't rush to delete. It's what doesn't threaten you. As the live crossed the 1 hour mark, Tasha leaned back and delivered what might be the most haunting line of the night. The relationship didn't end. It never officially began. Chat froze. Then exploded. Because if the foundation was incomplete, no finalized divorce, no clean break, no financial transparency, then exclusivity becomes illusion. Illusion requires silence, and silence requires cooperation. Was Claressa aware of the alleged positioning? Was she emotionally invested while structural decisions happened elsewhere? Or was she orbiting a system she couldn't see? The speculation intensified when fans noted the divorce filing that appeared and then was reportedly withdrawn. Withdrawals aren't accidental. They're intentional pauses. Pauses preserve assets. Pauses prevent exposure. If divorce would have triggered financial review, staying married becomes strategic. And if a hiring partner exists outside that marriage, positioned close but not legally entangled, then
the man is not divorcing his wife. She's not divorcing him because you are the link. He is going to help his wife to get out of debt using the money that you make from fighting. So in my opinion, he's giving you a fake $8 million deal, which is credit. It's there. But if you go win,
then money can flow without direct audit. That's the theory-shaking timelines. Tasha emphasized she wasn't accusing Claressa of wrongdoings. She was questioning architecture. Because architecture determines who carries weight. And if Claressa carried emotional belief while also providing financial proximity, then the burden wasn't equal. The live stream ended without screaming. No dramatic mic drop. Just a quiet promise. I have more. That's what left the internet vibrating. More footage, more records, more context. In the hours that followed, hashtags trended. Fan accounts dissected public filings. Old interviews resurfaced. Clips where Remy used his legal name were reposted repeatedly, linking back to documentation threads. And yet, the loudest sound remained silence from the principles. Silence can mean legal. Caution. Silence can mean strategy. Silence can mean storm. Preparation. The public doesn't know which one this is. What they do know is that contradictions exist. Receipt posted, gift framed, video deleted, divorce withdrawn, debt alleged, deal abstract. Each piece alone might be coincidence. Together, they form pattern. Patterns don't scream, they align. And alignment is what has people unsettled. Because if proximity was used to stabilize pressure, then affection becomes tool. And when affection becomes tool, trust fractures, not publicly. First. Privately. Behind closed doors, where realization arrives before confession. The most painful possibility isn't scandal, it's invisibility. If Claressa believed she was building toward commitment while commitment remained legally anchored elsewhere, then her investment, emotional and possibly financial, operated inside incomplete truth. Incomplete truth is the cleanest form of manipulation. It doesn't require lying. It requires omission. And omission leaves just enough space for hope to grow. Hope is powerful. Hope keeps people patient. Hope delays confrontation. If that alleged $8 million structure functioned as reassurance, Then hope became currency. Currency buys time. Time delays exposure. Exposure triggers collapse. That's the loop the internet can't stop replaying. Was she the stabilizer? Was she the distraction? Or is this entire narrative an overreach built from selective pieces? Experts in celebrity finance point out that public debt records don't automatically prove motive. Legal ties don't automatically prove coordination. Deleted videos don't automatically prove concealment, but perception in the digital age moves faster than paperwork. And perception right now is volatile because the emotional core isn't numbers. It's belief. Belief that you're chosen. Belief that the past is resolved. Belief that the future is exclusive. If those beliefs were built on partial transparency, then devastation doesn't need shouting. It arrives quietly. In hindsight, in replayed. Clips, in receipts, screenshotted months later. As of this moment, no official statement has dismantled the allegations point by point. No detailed timeline has been publicly clarified. No financial documentation has been fully contextualized. An absence invites imagination. Imagination fills. Gaps create narratives. Narratives trend. The danger of trending narratives is permanence. Even if disproven later, the imprint remains. That's why this story feels heavier than gossip. It's not about a bag. It's not about a holiday. It's about whether financial. Gravity-shaped emotional access. If the marriage never legally dissolved, then exclusivity becomes question. If debts existed under legal identity, then income proximity becomes relevant. If divorce was withdrawn, then motive becomes topic. None of these alone confirm the cash buffer theory, but together, they ignite it, and ignition spreads fast as fans await response. One truth lingers: silence protects someone. The question is who? If clarification arrives with documentation. Dismantling every claim. The narrative flips again. If more leaks surface reinforcing structure theory, the collapse deepens right now. It's suspended. Tension stretched tight between accusation and rebuttal, between architecture and coincidence, between heartbreak and design. What cannot be denied is impact. Reputations tremble when money and love intertwine publicly, because love is emotional. Money is measurable. When measurable data collides with emotional storytelling, someone always recalculates. Whether Claressa was misled, unaware, complicit, or completely innocent of structural positioning remains unanswered. But the conversation has shifted permanently from who cheated to who benefited, from was she loved to was she leveraged, from romance to revenue. And once revenue enters the chat, nothing feels soft anymore. The live stream may have ended. The theory may still be unproven, but the doubt is alive. And doubt, once seated, grows aggressively in silence. If more receipts drop, this becomes documentation. If counter receipts drop, this becomes defamation. Either way, the next move determines everything, because in high-profile relationships, perception shapes legacy as much as truth. Right now, perception is unstable. The only certainty, the illusion, whatever it was, has cracked. And cracks, once visible, never fully disappear. If you've made it this far, then you already know this isn't just another messy headline scrolling past your feed. This story feels different. It feels layered, calculated, unfinished, and the silence hanging over it right now. That's not accidental. That's tension building. Because if even a fraction of these allegations are true, then we didn't just witness celebrity drama, we witnessed strategy hiding in plain sight. So now, I need to hear from you. Do you think this was heartbreak or design? Was Claressa positioned, or is this narrative being twisted for views? Drop your thoughts in the comments right now. Don't just scroll. Speak on it, and make sure you hit that like button, because the more engagement this gets, the faster the truth gets pressured into the light. Algorithms respond to noise. If you want updates, if you want the receipts broken down the second they drop, you have to signal it. Subscribe immediately and turn on notifications. Because if more footage surfaces, if more documents leak, if someone finally breaks their silence, you do not want to be the last one finding out. Stories like this move fast, and the next twist, it could change everything. It could change everything.